want to talk about somebody, but African American, black people, whatever you want to call yourself, we gotta do better, y'all. We gotta do better. We can't come outside looking any old kind of way. We gotta do better. We really gotta do better because the things that I saw, yeah, that's all I can say. Because I don't want to discriminate against nobody. But the things that I seen today, baby, my eyes would be bleeding if they really could.
So with the diaspora wars going on in full-fledged, you have a whole lot of talk going on online. You know, a lot of Caribbean people often say that black Americans have no culture. So black Americans, you know, we start calling ourselves FBA, Foundational Black Americans, and we said that we want to delineate. We want to separate, and it's not rooted in hate. We just want to have our own identity separate from everybody else. The same way the Jamaicans do, the same way the Trinidadians do, right? The same way all the other groups do. The Haitians, Barbados, and, you know, Antigua, all these Grenada, all these different groups down in the Caribbean, they have their own identity, own flags, and whenever they get a win, they wave their flags. Whenever they get a loss, they just say black. And when it's in America, it gets mixed in with us. And a lot of times people think that it's us. So this on the first, they had their West Indian Day Parade. They was called it the Labor Day Parade, but it's the West Indian Day Parade in Brooklyn. Now we know last year they had it in Brooklyn, and like 6 or 7 people were shot. A couple people was unalive. There was some slashings. Well, this year was sort of the same thing. You had a bunch of people shot, a bunch of slashings. A 50-something-year-old man got hit in the neck. It was just a bunch of foolishness. Now, I saw some of the parade. There was some very, very beautiful women there. They was dancing, having a good time. There was children there. There was it was good food being cooked and everything. But then in every group, you got a bunch of idiots that want to come and just wipe it out and mess it up for everybody, right? And as black Americans, me per se as FBA, I'm not sitting here to make fun of the Caribbean people and what happened to them, because I love my Caribbean brothers. I love my Jamaican brothers. I love my Haitians, my Guyana, all my brothers from the Caribbean. I love them, and especially the ones that's 10 toes down. So it's unfortunate that something like this happened. But again, right, when they say that we don't have culture or things get mixed in, this is why we want to separate. Right, so you have people that was there, and they're telling their story about what happened. They're saying this.
The fact that another shooting can happen at the Labor Day parade is the reason why I don't go. Because of course, another shooting happens. It never fails. Like, we can never just have a safe Labor Day. I was talking to a client on Saturday, and she had asked me, she was like, hey, so what are your plans for Labor Day? I was like, well, I would really like to go to the Labor Day parade, but, you know, it's always so dangerous. She's like, well, what's dangerous about it? I'm like, there's always a shooting. Now, mind you, this client is from the UK. She just moved to New York a couple of years ago. So she's still new to a lot of things that happen to New York. I'm like, well, yeah, girl, a shooting happens at the Labor Day parade every year. Like, we can never have any fun. It always gets shut down because somebody always has to start busting shots. And she asked me, she was like, well, why do you think that is? I'm like, more than likely because somebody's just trying to shoot their op, and the parade, which is very crowded, especially the Labor Day parade, it's one of the biggest parades in New York, is the perfect opportunity for you to shoot your op, because more than likely they'll be there, because the Labor Day parade is widely known as the West Indian Day Parade, and your op is more than likely going to be there. And since the crowd is so huge, you can easily get lost in the crowd. Like, you're more than likely not going to get found. And she was so shocked, and she said it herself. She was like, well, I guess I'm never going to go to the Labor Day parade. And I was like, and you shouldn't. Do something safe because a Labor Day parade is not the safe thing to do.
So as you saw in the beginning of my video, there was a woman that was from the Caribbean, and she was just saying black people. She didn't separate. And this is the problem that we're saying. Listen, we got our own problems that we got to iron out amongst ourselves as the people, right? Here as FBA Americans, we got a lot of issues here where I'm from in Philadelphia, in Chicago, in Atlanta, that we got FBA issues that we got to iron out. We don't need y'all foolishness mixed in with ours. especially when you guys come here and say that we lazy. And that's not for everybody, because everybody from the Caribbean don't exhibit tether-like behavior. So I don't want to just paint that broad brush and put it on everybody, but there is a lot of them. I live in Philadelphia, and I hear it a lot, right? We're lazy, we don't take advantage of opportunity, all kinds of stuff that they say, right? But the news was reporting on this also, and they said this.
4 separate shooting incidents unfolding near the route of the New Year Carnival parade. 7 people are now wounded, 1 critically. And one incident happening just after 5:30 yesterday evening. 1 person was shot in the leg and the other in the backside. This is citizen video here showing the chaotic scene. Many parade goers, they were still in the area when it all happened on Ocean Parkway in Brooklyn. In a second incident, 2 men were shot, each in the shoulder, on Eastern Parkway and Classen Avenue. And in a third incident at Nostrand Avenue and Sterling Street, a man there was shot in the neck. We're now told at least 1 person is under arrest this morning.
After a day of celebrations, the West Indian American Day parade route turned violent. A total of 6 shootings and slashings are under investigation, either on or near the parade route in Brooklyn. The first one happened at 5:30 p.m. on Eastern Parkway, where a 20-year-old man was shot in the leg and a 40-year-old woman was grazed by a bullet. Both are expected to survive. Then about an hour later, further down the parkway, police say 2 men were also shot. Both are in stable condition. Late tonight, around 9:30, police say a 14-year-old boy was shot in the hand and back near Rochester Avenue. He is also in stable condition. No arrests have been made in any of the cases. Those shootings happened despite more police along the parade route. The NYPD says more than 2,000 officers were deployed to patrol the area during the celebration. Participants paraded along 2 miles of Eastern Parkway, many in costumes showcasing their native countries. There was also plenty of great food, music, and dancing.
This is an expression of freedom. I get to come outside, I get to listen to soca, I get to be with my friends, I get to do, I get to dance.
Everything that you need home is here in Brooklyn, especially on Labor Day.
And this was the 58th year for the West Indian American Day parade.
Well, we know the brother Donnie on time. He always comes correct, or comes up with certain things that goes on. Now we know that Queen's Flip, I think he's Haitian. He had some issues with some Haitians there. He ended up getting into a fight. Now I'm not going to show that video, but I know that one of the Haitian guys, they pepper sprayed him, and he fought it off and went and teed off on a guy, man, and took him to the ground and pummeled him a little bit. Police came and broke it up. They ain't locked nobody up, but I'm glad that he got up out of there safe, man, because it's real dangerous, man. You get in a fist fight. While you get in a fist fight with somebody can walk right up to you and shoot you in the back of your head, So, man, it's sad that, you can't get no groups together, right? And it's funny how these groups come here and talk about us, but look at y'all. Look at the stuff that's going on in your countries, in Haiti and Jamaica, right? And Trinidad and Barbados and all these different places. You guys, and that's all we're saying. Y'all can't come here and talk trash about us. Y'all got your own issues. Y'all got to iron out, right? Right? So this is what Donnie on time had to say.
Y'all, that Labor Day / West Indy parade in New York was chaotic. Mind you, these are not Black Americans. These are Caribbean people. As you can see in the video playing up there, Haitians attacking Haitians. 3 people was pew. My bad, at least 6. At the time already it was 3, but at least 6. During this parade, it was just very chaotic. If you go into the comment sections, you have Jamaicans telling Haitians, why do y'all have 6 to 7 food trucks pulling up on a parkway? It's supposed to only be 2 food trucks per country. You have Haitians responding like, we gonna shine wherever we go. Don't talk on our events if you don't care about us. Well, I mean, it's all over the news. What are you talking about? Don't talk about these events if we don't care about y'all. It's all over the news. And I thought Haitians and Jamaicans supposed to be brothers. But yeah, they're just wilding out at these parades. Be safe out there on these West Indy parades because it's chaotic. As you can see, a lot going on.
Now, with all the stuff that I've been saying since this video started, Tariq Nasheed, now he saw this and he got wind of this situation. And he went to his channel and he spoke on this. And he said this.
First thing I want to talk about, family. Did y'all, where my New Yorkers? Where my New Yorkers?
New Yorkers, particularly Brooklyn. Shout out to New York. Shout out to Brooklyn. New York's one of my favorite places. Shout out to New York, Brooklyn, the Bronx, Harlem, all of it. They had the West Indian Day Parade in Brooklyn this week. And boy, they were out there showing out. Boy, they were fighting and scrapping, and boy, they were just fighting their asses out there. Queen, what's his name? Queen's Flip, what's his name? The rapper who's on the Joe Budden's joint. He got into a fight out there, some Haitian dude. He's out there scrapping. Man, what the hell was going on? It was fights left and right. 6 people got shot. Somebody got slashed. I'm reading a report. Excuse me. It says New York PD confirmed 6 people were shot. 1 person was slashed in separate incidents after the West Indian Day Parade in Brooklyn. That a 53-year-old man was critically injured after being shot in the neck and leg near Nostrand Ave. They said a person of interest has been taken into custody. They said violence unfolded around 4 locations in the Crown Heights while the crowd was still dispersing. Um, a woman in her 40s was grazed in her lower back. A man in his 20s was shot in his leg. Oh, then a man on Nostrand Ave was slashed with a cutting instrument. Um, 2 other dudes were shot in the shoulder. Good grief. Okay, and I've seen some of the videos. It's damn near every video there's a fight in there. Um, I hope everybody's all right. I hope everybody's safe. I hope everybody heals. But I do want to say this is not FBA business. I've seen some people throwing the word black around. Oh, blacks don't know how to act. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, we're not doing that. Let me just say that. That's unfortunate that there was violence there. But yo, we're not going to put that under the umbrella of black. That was Caribbean violence, ladies and gentlemen. What about Caribbean violence? That should be the conversation. We're not dumping that. We're not going to put that under the black umbrella. No, 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 especially at the West Indian Day Parade. No, no, no. You're not going to stop being West Indian when the bullets start flying. No, no, no. Stay West Indian. Stay West Indian. When the bullets fly, when the jerk chicken is served, stay West Indian. All right. When people start getting slashed and people start getting shot in the neck, all of a sudden, ooh, black people. No, 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 no. Nope. We're not doing that, ladies and gentlemen. That ain't got nothing to do with us. That's a non-FBA event. That was a cultural event for the Caribbeans. It was rooted in the heritage of immigrants from countries like Jamaica, Trinidad, Barbados, Haiti, and other places. We are not culturally or historically tied to that event whatsoever. Therefore, any violence associated with it will not be held at the feet of foundational Black American culture or our community. There's no disrespect. We just want you to keep celebrating your heritage. Just don't drag us in it. When shit goes left, don't drag us in none of that. All right? We are rejecting any collective blame for activities connected to non-FBA groups and their gatherings. All right? The cultural violence patterns, so those are not our norms. Look, every group, they have individuals who commit crime and a lot of violence at these parades. They've historically been linked to specific tensions and rivalries between certain immigrant communities. Excuse me. Our culture, rooted in the US South, church traditions and resistance through legal, intellectual, and cultural movements, we really don't align with that pattern. All right, yeah, well, some of our events might have some knucklehead stuff, but let's be real. When we look at some of these events, who's doing this stuff? See, we got to really unpack who's doing what. When we have events, who's doing what? When something janky starts popping off, who's actually behind it? We got to start tackling that. Yeah. Listen, this blaming black people broadly when violence erupts at an event, especially tied to immigrant cultures, that's a strategic little deflection. See, that helps shield the specific groups involved from accountability while reassigning the blame to a more generalized native born black population, foundational black Americans. See, because a lot of people know that black is generally damn near synonymous with foundational black American, generally. Now, people dip and dive and hop in and out of blackness when it's convenient. But when you say black, we're the default. You understand? Now, again, there's circumstances where people are black when it's convenient. So we don't want any type of ethnic smearing tactic. We got to identify when blame is being strategically rejected onto us, and we just refuse to be scapegoated, especially for dysfunctions from non-FBA communities. We have our own dysfunctions we have to deal with. Yes, some people might say, well, yes, there's events that have violence. Yeah, and we deal with it.
So I'll say this, right? As foundational black Americans, we gotta tighten up our ship and get ourselves together, man. Right? Listen, those groups and the things that they doing, that stuff been going on like that. Every time they have a parade there up in Brooklyn and those different parades, there's some form of violence or something happened with, there's some unalivings or things happen. Now we can look at that and learn from that because we have our challenges and our issues at times too in different places, especially like here in Philadelphia, man. Right? We have a lot of gun violence, man. The barbecues, parties, everything. And it ain't got nothing to do with them tethers. That's us doing that. And I'm on the ground with my Urban Nerds program, speaking out against that stuff every day, man. Trying my best, to help our people, man, and get things together. I'm out there. I'm in the streets, right? I work with, I go into the prisons, I speak, I work with the DA's office at times. They call us to go into the prisons to speak to the youth. I have events where the mayor, the DA, the district attorney shows up, the police commissioner. We out there trying to make a difference, man, because we got to make changes to our own situations, right? So to delineate is okay. We have to have our own identity. We have to have something where people respect us and they respect our culture and understand who we are as a people, right? And I keep telling you guys, you teach people how to treat you by the way we treat each other, by the way we acknowledge our history, and we don't allow nobody to disrespect it. Because as you can see, they can't even get together, right? And do certain things. Their women and children ain't safe, right? Even when they get together, man. So we gotta we can look at this and know that we can do better, man. We can do better, and I'm trying my best, right, in my city to do better and to be better and to get these youth better. So, listen, that's what happened at the West Indian Day Parade, man. It's a sad thing. I hope everybody got hurt, get a speedy recovery. I'm glad that nobody was unalived from what I heard, but I hope that they get a speedy recovery. And at some point, they can have the West Indian Parade where there's no injuries. The children can go and have a good time. The women can be safe. And that's just the way it is. So I'm going to cut this video short here. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button. Subscribe to Street Media TV. Leave your comments in the comment section. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.